touch to it.
Yeah, very nice. Let's bring out our first guest. Do we have time to bring this man out here? Okay. Our first guest has his own morning radio show, which is now heard daily in 5 cities across this nation, and he has his own syndicated television program. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the program America's Worst Nightmare, Howard Stern.
Well,
how you
Dave,
doing, Howard? Nice to see you.
How long does Jay Leno really have? How long?
I don't know.
You're going to end up with that 11:30 time slot. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
Well, I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing. I want to compliment Paul Schaefer, too, because your theme song, I Can Whistle, Jay's is some kind of jazz thing.
I don't know. I had nothing to do with that.
Don't you need sort of a hummable tune with something like that?
Mangez-moi, Howard. Mangez-moi.
Let me tell you something, Dave. You say that, but I know behind the scenes we're all happy. None of us. All of show business, and I am included in show business, I think, to a degree. I'm not the highest level of show business.
Let me say this, Howard. Avant-garde. You are the cutting edge of show business.
But now the day has come where all of show business does not have to kiss Johnny Carson's ass anymore. It's beautiful.
I don't know, Howard.
I love it. Johnny was a big bore. But, no, I never was a big fan of Johnny. I never liked Johnny. Dave, I know you have a relationship with Johnny.
I like Johnny. I always liked Johnny.
I know, because I read that you had lunch with him.
Yeah, we had lunch.
Yeah, now what happened?
we had lunch.
Now, why did you have lunch with Johnny?
Johnny made grilled cheese for us. It was nice.
Where do you go to lunch with Johnny? Seriously, where do you go for lunch with Johnny?
We went out to a restaurant.
Really? And do people make a big scene? I mean, I'd imagine that to see David Letterman and Johnny Carson eating lunch must be amazing. But I never liked Johnny. I wouldn't have lunch with Johnny. I'll tell you why. I never liked what he did with Joan Rivers. The idea that you got to ask somebody permission to get a TV show is wrong. Don't you think, Dave?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
where do you stand on that issue, Dave?
You cannot prohibit someone's participation in the free trade market society we live in.
Exactly. Johnny's a big pain in the ass is what Dave's trying to say. That's what he's trying to say. But you got to feel good. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know what's going on with this negotiation. I'm reading about it in the newspaper. Dave is negotiating.
I am not negotiating anything.
Sure you are. You'd be a fool not to. You're in the driver's seat now.
Then maybe I am.
Of course you negotiate.
I'm negotiating my ass off. Come to think of it.
Hey, free market. Nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
You could take the whole kit and caboodle right over to ABC. And let me tell you something. Part of that lunch with Johnny Carson was to make NBC nervous.
Well, people have to eat, for God's sake.
That's right. How's a man live on $6 million a year? It's almost impossible.
Howard, let me ask you a couple of questions about things that I've noticed about you and your career here recently.
Thank you, Dave.
Recently.
Let me tell you something. My career is going gangbusters.
No,
That's why they call me king of all media. Because I've conquered every medium I've tackled.
Yeah.
You know that.
That's right. Now,
Radio.
All right, let me ask you specifically about...
Why do you want to ask me something? I got plenty of stuff right here. You know, it's an amazing thing on this show, Dave. It's an amazing thing. I go back there, and they pre-interview me. They ask me questions. What is Dave going to talk to you about? I say, listen, never mind what Dave's going to talk to me about. I have a list of things I want to talk to Dave about. I said, no, Dave wants to know what you're going to talk about. I said, I'll tell you what. So I gave him a bogus list. Everything on this little blue card right here is bogus. Wow. I don't want to talk about any of it.
That's using the old noodle, isn't it, kid?
Well, you got to handle yourself. You don't want to know what I'm going to talk about. We're going to ask me a question.
That's the reason, Howard, you'll never have lunch with Johnny Carson.
Johnny's not going to have lunch with me. Dave,
wait, we have to do a commercial, and then maybe I'll get to say something.
Okay.
We'll be right back here with Howard. Welcome back to the program. Howard Stern is here, and
Stern.
Bob Costas actually got 10 out of 25.
Give me that quiz. I'll take that.
We had counted 7. He got 10 of the sports being Olympic gold medal sports over there in Barcelona.
He's an impressive guy.
Very nice guy.
Costas.
Yeah. Also, Carol Gold will be out here a little later, and Jimmy Walker will be on the program as well.
Still a lot of time, Dave.
Let me ask the question.
You tell me I got 4 minutes on this next segment. Let's roll.
The question I wanted to ask you about is, I was in Los Angeles last week having lunch with my Hollywood pals.
Is that your fancy agent?
And I see in the newspaper about this guy who calls up whenever there's a presidential candidate on the Today Show or Larry King or Good Morning America, and there's a live phone-in segment. A guy or many guys call in and mention your name.
Dave, there's a lot of people around the country want to see me be successful. And they take it upon themselves to make phone calls to live call-in shows. For example, Larry King Show, CNN.
Yes. Yeah.
Larry King, he has said on record, he doesn't like these people calling up and mentioning the name Howard Stern. This is a guy who's been married 17 times and doesn't know the difference whether he's married one day to the next. Who is he to comment on my listeners? But I'll tell you something, Dave. It's very exciting.
It's Bob Hope, ladies and gentlemen.
It's very exciting. It's very exciting to me, Dave, that the listeners feel that they should get me some kind of promotion. You know I don't have a big promotional budget on my show.
But you couldn't yourself be more successful. Right. But I'm interested in the person. Are you telling them to do that?
No.
Is it one guy who calls these shows?
It's a spontaneous movement. There was one guy who started it all called Captain Jenks. He started calling all these various shows.
What kind of guy is this?
Nice guy, about, I don't know, he's about 27. I don't think he's had a date yet. But he's going along, he's moving along with this campaign to get my name spread all across the country, and it's snowballed.
Yeah.
Recently I saw on the Today Show where Ross Perot, they called him up and they said, would you mind meld with Howard Stern's penis? Now, I thought that was rather humorous. Why not? Why not? I think it's kind of fun myself. But so there's a big movement to get my name out there to be heard.
So it's a popular prank thing to be doing, but you're not really instigating it.
Everybody should try it, though. I don't instigate it, but I tell you something. There's a certain amount of power you feel when you call up and you mention the name Howard Stern. People are repulsed. They go into convulsions. It's very frightening. It really is.
Let's talk a little bit about your television show. I understand you're disenchanted with the television show and are looking now toward movies. You want to be in movies. You want to make a movie. You want to produce a movie. You want to direct a movie.
Since going on in Los Angeles, I am now being courted by 9 movie studios. I'm about to announce in 2 weeks the Howard Stern movie.
Yeah.
Howard Stern movie will come about. Oh, you laugh, do you? Well, I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to use the same formula I always use. Remember on radio I started out? Lesbian dating in. Hooker Hollywood Squares, this kind of thing.
Right to the top.
All hookers and lesbians. When I went to TV, they said I couldn't do that on TV. Did I do it on TV,
You did
Dave?
it on television, Howard.
You watched the show?
Hookers and lesbians.
Hookers and lesbians.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think's going to be in the movie?
Hookers
and lesbians. And I'm going to tell you, some people will love it. People will go wild, and people love this kind of entertainment. And I realize in show business, I'm treated as somewhat of a joke. I understand that, but the box office is there, Dave. You don't think so? You know what happened to me the last time I was on this show? Let me tell you a story.
All right.
The guest was Sharon Stone.
Star of
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct.
Now, you remember this movie. You went to see it. This woman has her legs spread in them. Wait, Dave, just stick with me. A woman is crossing and uncrossing her legs in the movie like this. Am I correct? Did you see the movie?
I haven't seen the movie.
You saw the movie. She's crossing and uncrossing her legs. So I come on the air with you, and what do I say to you? I say, boy, that's a sexy scene.
Yeah.
I went home, I got really worked up, I got steamed up, and I actually played with myself. Hold it, Dave. Follow me on this. Do you think that's a negative thing to say? Do you think that's a negative thing to say, Dave, about a woman? Dave, you think that's a negative thing to say? You don't think that's a negative thing to say? Let me finish the story. What, are you in a rush?
I don't know. What are we doing?
What, are you in a rush? What, Jimmy J.J. Walker has a Sharon Stone story?
Is he coming or is he going? Is he staying or is he going?
You want to hear the end of the story?
No, we have to do it.
All right, I'm going.
We'll do a commercial, then you'll finish the story.
Okay.
We'll be right back after this. Before we went away, Howard, you were in the middle of a story. You're going to finish it up for us and then go home.
That's right, Dave. Quick story because I know you have a lot of important stuff to get to. But I'll tell you. So last time I was on the show, Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone.
And I thought I was being very complimentary. I basically said about that movie that she was sexy. I was
Right.
calling her a sexy woman. Well, evidently, she flipped out. I don't know if you knew this.
No, I didn't
She
know
left
anything.
the building
Is
and
that
said
right?
she would not come on if I was in the building.
Well, you're out here.
Right.
Sharon Stone is back there being upset and takes off.
Yeah, now here's a woman who's naked for a living. She's in Playboy, right?
Right.
She's showing everything. I'm talking about everything, and she's worried about that I said she's an attractive woman. I think she lost her mind or something. So I get off the air here. They said Sharon Stone is back in the building, but you'll have to walk out by the garbage pails. We're going to take you around the back exit.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone, I said, listen, and I said this to your producer. I said to her, I said, wait a second. I have to walk out by the garbage? What kind of an insult is this to me? I'm a regular on the show.
Exactly, sure.
Dave has me on 15, 16 times. I've been on this show for 9 years.
Yeah,
What kind of thing? I got to walk out the garbage. Let that bitch walk out by the garbage. What the hell is this? So, Dave, it became a standstill. It became an absolute standstill. I would not walk by the garbage. So finally, they walked me out the front entrance the way I deserved. I would not go out the garbage. Dave, did you think I was wrong?
No, I applaud your whatever you did there, Howard.
Damn right. And that's the story of what goes on behind the scenes at the show.
We were, we're just trying to make you feel at home.
Yeah, well, nothing better than a little confrontation. Thank you, Dave, for the really nice words.
Howard, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks
to see you,
for
Dave.
coming over. Keep up the good work. Have a great summer. Thanks for stopping by.
You too, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Stern. We'll do a commercial and come right back here. NBC's nightly